So Classic WoW is literally less than a week away, and many people will be playing Classic WoW for the first time, and some veteran players will be going back to the game and remember how hard it was to get a mount at level 40. In case you guys don't know, you need to buy a mount at level 40, which for many people is the first time you actually get a speed increase from just walking. Getting a mount is definitely a lot better than just walking around town and walking from different zones to different zones. However, to get it you need 100 gold, which if you exchange today is about 350k gold. As you can imagine, that's quite a lot of gold to get. Of course, if you're a paladin or a warlock, you don't actually need to buy your own mount, you get that from a quest. But for the rest of us, we need to figure out how to get gold while leveling up. So in this video I won't be giving you guys some general advice to save gold, but how to make gold yourself, with specific farming spots. In this video I'm going to be showing you some farming spots that you can do while you're leveling and before level 40. I didn't really want to give away some of these spots, so make sure you guys drop a like on this video, that would mean the absolute world to me. So without any further ado, let's get into 5 ways to farm gold for a mount in Classic WoW. Starting off at number 5 is the small flame sack. So guys, on this channel I've spoken about grinding on whelplings quite a lot. The whelpling NPCs in Classic WoW are just very weak and have very few HP and armor. However, they give the full amount of XP compared to anything else at their level. Another advantage is the gold that you get from them. These guys have a small chance of dropping a small flame sack, which is one of the professional materials used in alchemy to craft a very important potion. The small flame sack is a reagent used in crafting fire protection potions, which is pretty much used all the time in raids like Molten Core and sometimes in Blackwing Lair. And considering that 40 people in the raid are going to be buying these, the demand for these fire protection potions are very high, which means the demand for small flame sacks is also very high, and it just so happens that you can actually grind this starting at mid-level 20s. In the wetlands there's a very common farming spot of whelplings to kill that have a 5% chance of dropping the small flame sack. In addition, there's also the Swamp of Sorrows that have the emerald whelplings that are mid-level 30s and have a higher chance of dropping the small flame sack. I would imagine that the small flame sack could go for about 50 silver to a gold each, so it's worth farming these guys even for the XP, not to mention that the gold that you get from the small flame sack. But also there's a very rare chance of it dropping a whelpling pet, something like a 0.02% chance of the whelplings in wetlands dropping a tiny crimson whelpling. These are actually seen as a status symbol and a vanity pet. So depending on Classic WoW's life cycle, these could sell for over 10 gold each. So if you're lucky and you manage to get one of these pets drop, you may want to keep them later to sell them for a higher price. The emerald whelpling pet is even a lower chance of dropping. However, there have been some reports that these actually sell for over 100 gold each. So that's just a nice little bonus on top of the small flame sack gold that you managed to get. Number 4 on this list is grey items. So guys, on this list I want to give you guys a comprehensive list of different ways of farming in the game. Some items are very dependent on the economy of your server, however grey items always have a static value when sold to NPC vendors, and this is the advantage of farming grey items in the game. A good example of white items to farm are the Stranglethorn Veil cats. So these guys start at about level 30 and they have a 39% chance of dropping a very expensive grey item. I am talking about the Bristly Whisker. The Bristly Whisker, a stack of 10, sells for about 73 silver, and each one has a 39% chance of dropping from a young panther or a young tiger in Stranglethorn Vale. Not to mention all the other white and grey items they can also drop. Most mobs that are near level 60 don't drop grey items that sell for this much, so the fact that a level 30 mob can actually drop something so expensive that you can just vendor is pretty awesome. Although that being said, in Stranglethorn Vale, it's definitely a deadly place to farm if you're in a PvP server, so it's probably a good idea to come here only if you're pretty sure that you won't be ganked. Another good place to farm some grey items is in the Swamp of Sorrows with the Swamp Jaguars. These guys drop grey items at a higher rate and sell for even more than the cats that you can find in Stranglethorn Vale. They have a 64 33% chance of dropping a long soft tail which sells for over 8 silver each. That's even more than the bristly whiskers that you can get in Stranglethorn Vale. But to make things even sweeter, they still drop the bristly whisker just at a lower percentage, about 17%. So if you just circle around Swamp of Sorrows killing these guys, you're going to be making quite a lot of gold per hour, maybe even 10 gold per hour, which is pretty good in my opinion. And another cool thing is that this zone has a very high chance of giving you blindweed and other herbs in the area. So if you're a herbalist, that's just icing on the cake, and you can make even more gold per hour, perhaps even 15 gold per hour if you don't have other competition. Number 3 on this list is the fused wiring. So the fused wiring is used in quite a few engineering recipes. It's used in a lot of niche and very cool items such as the mechanical dragonling and the goblin jumper cables. However, there's not many places in the world where you can actually get the fused wiring. And one of the places that you can farm it is in Stranglethorn Vale against the Ventrico Shredders. These guys have about a 6% chance of dropping a fused wiring, which depending on the server will go from 2 to 6 gold each, which is honestly quite a lot for a drop that you can get before level 40. That being said, the Ventrico Shredder can only spawn 3 at a time in Stranglethorn Vale amongst all the other Ventrico goblins. So if you're coming here to farm, don't expect to find loads of them, there's only 3 in this area. So in between that you can kill some of the goblins so that you're not wasting your downtime. I would only come here if you know that it's actually off-peak hours and there's not many people in the area. Otherwise there's just going to be way too many other people in the zone and obviously risking being ganked. So number 2 on this list is the DV8 Fish. So fishing in Classic WoW can actually be seen as something quite profitable. If you're the type of guy that likes fishing in games, this is definitely a profession that you want to level up, because it doesn't interfere with any of your other professions, and you can make some decent gold while doing it in certain spots. One spot where you can start pretty much at level 10 plus is the DV8 Fish. So the DV8 Fish is a reagent that is used in a very unique item in Classic WoW. The Savory DV8 Delight is one of the few items in the game that can change your appearance. The Savory DV8 Delight has a 50% chance of transforming you into a human ninja or a human pirate. I think Blizzard was trying to create a joke item in the game. However, a lot of people really do like this item, especially people at level 60 that want to change up their appearance, and they're actually willing to spend quite a bit of gold for it. So farming the reagents is a pretty good idea, and it just so happens to farm this fish is actually pretty easy if you're on the Horde. In the Barrens there's multiple parts of water that can actually drop the DV8 Fish when fishing with a reasonable skill level. One of the hotspots are the pools outside of the Wailing Caverns that have a 30% chance of dropping this fish. It's kind of hard to say what a stack of these fish will actually sell for, but it's going to be a few gold, which is more than anything else that you can make below level 20. So if you're on the Horde and you want to make some quick cash, definitely level up fishing so that you can get the DV8 Fish. So number 1 on this list is the Cold Eye Basilisks. So trinkets in World of Warcraft Classic are pretty hard to come by. There's really not that many in the game, especially before you hit level 60. However, one of the earliest trinkets that you can get is at level 35, which is the Cold Basilisk Eye. This item has about a 1% chance of dropping from the Cold Eye Basilisks that you can find in Stranglethorn Vale. It just so happens that Blizzard created a lot of low level farming spots, specifically in the most dangerous zone in World of Warcraft Classic. Unfortunately, this is another farm spot in Classic WoW that is in Stranglethorn Vale. But these guys have about a 1% chance of dropping this trinket, which to be honest isn't that good. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of gold for it because it's really not that good, as it only reduces the target's attack speed by 5%. Not that great, but still, it's a better trinket than not having one. So you could get a couple of gold for this on the auction house at most. However, not only that, but these guys drop a lot of really expensive grey items, so that's probably where the majority of your money will come from farming these NPCs. However, something to keep in mind with these mobs is that they have a sleep spell that you need to interrupt, otherwise it's just going to be way too annoying to farm these. So if you come here, I highly recommend having an interrupt, otherwise it's just going to be too frustrating to do this. So this Basilisk spot near Gromgol Camp, I highly doubt will get many people farming here. That's another thing to consider with these farming spots. If there's too many people here, it's probably not worth it, and your gold per hour will be significantly reduced. So picking and choosing the right farming spot, even if theoretically it will have a lower gold per hour, may be the better choice, since you always need to factor in other players, because this is, after all, an MMO. Well anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and this video helped you get your mount at level 40. There's nothing worse than hitting level 40 and not having enough to buy a mount, and seeing everybody else zoom away with their own mounts. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. This is vaulty signing out.